Hello there, nice meeting you again. Today's exercise is going to be on this flange coupling. The dimensions are specified in what you see. We would also be exploring the content library in Autodesk Inventor. Let's start. Let's begin with our sketch. So Ctrl plus N. Under Part, create 2D and 3D object. Select Standard MMIP and create. We'll begin with the flange itself. So click on 2D sketch and let's work on the XY plane. I'll come up here under rectangle, choose the 2-point center rectangle, and with this origin, let's draw a rectangle. Click on the dimension command and let's dimension it. So the length of this rectangle is 127 and the height is also 127. You can finish the sketch. Let's zoom in and extrude this profile. So the extrude command, and now we want to extrude to a distance of 18 mm. Okay, we'll make the hub now. The hub is the pipe-like body that rests on the flange. So let's select this face, create sketch, and choose the circle command. So with this origin, we'll draw a circle of diameter 80 mm. Enter, right click, and then OK. Let's finish the sketch and extrude the profile we just drew. So the extrude command, the profile is correctly selected. We want to extrude to a distance of 100 mm and then we press OK. Now let's create the pipe. So on this face again, let's sketch, choose the circle command and draw a circle of diameter 64 mm. You can finish the sketch and now let's extrude the profile. So click on the extrude command and then we want to extrude cut, not extrude join. So we'll choose the extrude cut command and we want to extrude through all. That is, we want the hole to go all the way through the flange. So we select the through all option and press OK. We need to make some corrections here. This is a good opportunity for us to learn how to edit our sketch from the beginning. So let's open up the very first sketch we made. So under the extrusion one, click on the plus sign, right click on this sketch, and then select edit sketch. The length of this profile is rather 165 and the width is also 165. Enter. Now we can finish our sketch and our body has been updated. Let's go ahead and make those holes for the bolts. So let's turn this our work down, choose this face and then sketch. Choose the line command and make it constructional. Let's draw a constructional line from the origin up. The length of this line is going to be 63.5. Enter. Right click. OK. Now choose the circle command and draw a circle from where the line ended. The diameter of this circle is going to be 16 mm. Right click. OK. But this circle is not constructional. Let's change it to solid lines. So we'll select this profile and then turn off the construction. There we go. Now let's pattern this circle around this face. So choose the circular pattern command and let's select the geometry we want to pattern, which is this one, and then the axis we want to pattern around. We can use this origin and straight away we see a preview, but we want 8 instead of 6 holes. So we'll change that from 6 to 8 and press OK. Now go ahead and finish the sketch. Click on the extrude command and let's choose these profiles to create the holes. So all 8 of them, we'll select them and then We are removing material, so it's supposed to be extrude cut. We want to cut up to this back surface. So we'll choose 2 and then select this face. Now we press OK. Let's go ahead and apply some fillets and we'll be done. So choose the fillet option and apply the fillet to this face and the edges of the flange. Press OK. We'll go ahead and save this file and assemble. So save. This is the flange. Now let's go ahead and assemble. So create new and then under assembly, assemble 2D and 3D components. Select standard mm.im and create. We get a new worksheet. Now let's bring in the flange we just created. So place option and then select the body we want to bring in, which is the flange, and then open. Now let's place the flange here. We'll place the first one and then we'll place a second one also. But we want to turn it so that the flange are facing the other. So right click and choose the rotate 90 and right click again, rotate 90. Now we have them facing each other. Click to place the body, right click and then OK. Now let's change the view here. So under the view tab, under visual style, choose shaded with edges so that we get the edges. Now let's constrain. We'll first constrain the 16mm holes. So choose the constrain option under the relationship group and let's select this circle and the corresponding one on the other flange, which will be this one. Okay, we can apply. Let's bring this backwards and drag it open. Choose the constrain command again and now we'll constrain this face, turn it and then that face. Apply. Close this dialog box. Now let's bring the bolt and nuts. The bolt first. We can draw our own bolts, but Autodesk Inventor has some bolts in the library, so we use them. So drop down this place option and then choose place from content center. And then under filter, choose ISO. Now let's open up the filter by clicking on the plus and the bolt. Choose hex head and select ISO 404. Press OK. Now we can place. But then let's specify some details here. We are going to choose M16 because our hole diameter is 16 and select the nominal length of 65 and apply. Let's right click to rotate this in the Y axis and then place. Right click again and then OK. Let's close this dialog box. Let's close this one also. Great. But we didn't ground any of these pieces. So let's choose this one, right click on it and select the grounded option. Great. Now let's constrain this bolt. So choose the constrain command and then let's constrain this axis and then the axis of our through hole. Awesome. We can apply. Now let's turn this and also constrain this face, turn this body and then that face also. We can apply. Close this dialog box for now. Awesome. So see, realize that this bolt is rotating. Let's apply one final constraint to stop that. So let's click on the constrain command. Let's move this, it's in our way, and then choose the XZ plane. And now select the angle type and also the directed angle. And then select this face. click on apply and close this dialog box. Now we've stopped this from rotating. So now let's go ahead and pattern this bolt inside the other holes. So this is what we do. Click on the pattern option here and choose the circular pattern. Now let's select the component we want to pattern, which is this bolt, and then the axis we want to pattern around. We can choose this axis, and now how many instances, how many bolts we want. We want 8 of them, and change this angle to 45. So at every 45-degree angle we want a bolt. Press OK. There we go. We'll do the same thing for the nut. So place from content center. Let's open up the nut and select hex nut. We'll choose the first one, ISO 4032, and then OK. We'll place here by clicking in our workspace and specify the thread description. We want M16. We'll click on apply. Now let's place anywhere here in our work. Right click, OK. Let's close this dialog box and that as well. Now let's apply some constraint. So the constraint option, let's choose this axis of the nut and then the axis of the bolt. We can apply. Let's apply some mating constraints also. So we'll select this face and then let's zoom in that face of the nut and constrain. Apply again. Now we want to align this face and then that face of the head of the bolt. So to do that, let's choose type angle and select the first option, which is the directed angle. And now we'll choose those two faces, this face and that face, and click on apply. You can close this dialog box. We can also pattern this nut all around. So choose the pattern command, same process, click on circular pattern, and the component to pattern will be this one. The axis, we can choose this axis, and then the instances we want 8 of them. We can also change the angle to 45 and OK. Let's finish this off by changing the appearance. So select the first flange from the work tree, hold down the control key and select the other one. Now drop down this option and let's choose sky blue medium or any color of your choice. There we go.